The Blind Kitchen logo appears. Fade to black.
Hello and welcome to the Blind Kitchen. Today we're going to make a delicious breakfast that consists of a toasted English muffin, a sunny side egg up made with the egg ring, and we're going to top that with a bit of Maggi sauce just for that added flavor. I'm going to describe my work area to you. I'm standing at a counter with a work tray in front of me. To the left is an assortment of fruit and vegetables and a bowl of eggs to the left of my tray. My scrap bin, which is a mixing bowl, is at the top left of my tray, getting ready to receive my eggshells. And then to the right of that, above my work tray, I have salt and pepper and the Maggi sauce. To my right is my stove. I've got a pan on the right front burner, which is where I will toast the bread and cook the egg. And then I'm going to plate it, and there are different pieces to help me with that part, and I'll explain when we get there. The first step in this recipe is going to be to break the egg that we're going to cook in that egg ring. So I've got a little small dish in front of me. Cracking the egg, pulling it apart gently with my fingers, keeping my fingers in contact with the bowl so I know it goes into the bowl, and that's the only place. Oh, I just dropped the eggshell, that's okay. Pick it up. I'm going to drop these into my scraps bowl at the top left of my tray. And now it's always a good idea to check for shells. That's why I break it into this bowl instead of the pan, just to make sure that there are no shells that go into there. And this feels really good to me. So I'm going to leave my egg in the dish here for now, and I'm going to head over to the stove. I'm going to put this egg ring in the pan. I'm going to be very careful to find the pan handle first, which is cool to the touch. And then I'm going to put the egg ring down right near it so that I know exactly where this egg will be located in this pan. Now, I have already buttered that egg ring, which it's important to do. And now I'm going to put a little bit of butter. So if you use our butter slicer, it's about half of one of the butter pats that come out of it. Oh, and that sounds wonderful. That's exactly the sound I'm looking for. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find my egg. Okay, it's right here. But the first thing I'm going to do is to take the little handle and just move it around a little bit in a little circle, just to make sure that butter gets spread. But that is the perfect sound we were wanting to hear. Now I'm going to take my egg, and again, using that 2-inch handle for perspective, I can touch the top of the silicone egg ring without burning myself. And so I know exactly where the center of that egg ring is, and I'm going to be able to drop my egg in. So the egg is in there. Can you hear it cooking? I'm going to set a timer for 3.5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 3.5 minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to toast this bread. I have my English muffin here. I've got butter in this little dish, and I'm going to make sure it's covered. I'm using my thumbprint spreader, which I just love. You can look more on the website to see that. And I'm going to put this in the pan on the opposite side. I can tell that it's not hitting the egg ring. And that sounds like it's working very well too. So to my right here, I have the plate that I'm going to put it onto, and I have a spatula. It's very thin. If you can get the thinnest spatula you can get, you're going to get under that egg much easier. So my timer just went off. I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to move the pan onto a burner over here that's much nearer my counter where I'll be able to plate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is check the English muffin and pull it out of here. Oh, it's nice and toasty, almost too toasty, but perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do is get the egg out. And here's how I'm going to do it. First, I'm going to locate the handle of the pan, which I know is going to be very near that 2-inch handle of the egg ring. Then I'm going to slide my fingers down, and I can put my fingers on the top of the egg ring so that I know exactly where this egg is centered. I'm going to slide my spatula underneath, and I know it's reached the other side. And again, I'm going to use that top of the egg ring. And by the way, this is the most difficult part, but you've got to practice and you'll get it. And then I'm going to check. I'm touching the spatula, I've got it lifted off the plate, and I'm touching the ring, and it is centered on the spatula. So now I'm going to take the ring off of it. I'm going to lift up, double check, make sure it's not overhanging. And now I'm going to come over to the English muffin and put it on to the top. I'm using my fingers, you bet I am. It is hot, but I'm just being careful to touch it. And I'm pulling that down. Now I'm going to bring the plate over for the final seasonings. This will only take a second. So I've got my work tray. I'm setting it in the center of it. And I'm reaching up to the top, and I'm going to grab a little bit of salt. So the Maggie sauce will have salt in it, so I'm just taking like 12 crystals. And then I'm going to get the pepper, black pepper, probably about, just again, it pinched between my fingers. It depends on how much you like salt and pepper. And then I'll find the Maggie sauce. And this stuff is delicious. If you have not tried it, you need to. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit on it, that. And yes, I'm going to use my finger to move it around just to make sure it's all distributed. Oh my good, it smells so good. So here's our finished product.
She smiles towards the camera. Fade to black. The Blind Kitchen logo appears. Fade to black. Neo Creative Productions logo appears. The logo fades to black.